Hi, in this video I'll let you know what we've been up to recently here at FORMBY Surveys and explain how a geomatics company like ours is conducting itself commercially, operationally and most importantly morally since the UK government restrictions were put in place just over 3 weeks ago. I'm Andy Roberts from FORMBY Surveys and I hope everyone and their family and friends are staying safe and healthy. I'm going to give everyone an update on where our company is 3 weeks post lockdown, and I'm going to cover what we did, the decisions we made as a business and how we plan to operate over the forthcoming weeks and possibly months. Also, stay tuned to the end of this video and I'll give you an insight into what is coming up in future videos from us here at FORMBY Surveys. If you are interested in our content and want to see more of our videos, then please press the subscribe button below. And whilst you're there, make sure you click the notification bell to find out when new videos are being posted. The question I have for everyone is, what has your business been doing to adjust and adapt to these highly unusual times? Let me know by leaving a comment in the section below. I'm not going to explain in any detail in this video about what we do as a business, but in summary, FORMBY Surveys is a professional geomatics business that measures, maps and models all elements of the natural and man-made world, both above and below ground. And I'll explain more about our service offering in a future video. So we are now 3 weeks into the restrictions here in the UK and our position as a business remains the same. It's business as usual, if not a little different. It's difficult times for all businesses at the moment, and following the clear guidelines that the Secretary of State for Business set out in his letter to the UK construction sector at the end of March, we've tried to strike the best balance we can between continuing to operate as normal as possible, whilst at the same time looking after the welfare of our staff and their families by reducing as much exposure and risk as possible. Our business typically operates on two fronts. Firstly, site-based data acquisition, and secondly, the office-based data processing that follows. The introduction of restrictions initially impacted the site side of our business, and it's clear that site work can't be undertaken at home, and therefore we took the decision to only conduct site work where we could strictly adhere to Public Health England guidelines. However, we also introduced some internal additional measures, such as COVID-19 specific risk assessments, attending only minimal risk sites, using single occupancy in vehicles, localised travel, minimal food stops, controlled welfare facilities, and even going down the line of pre-made packed lunches so we didn't need to visit shops. Following on from this, our office data processing team started to work from home on the 23rd of March, as we'd expected the government's announcement that day. But working from home can be quite a challenge for a business like ours because of complicated software licensing, working with very large data sets, shared resources and project collaboration between the team. We managed to get everyone up and running quite quickly using a secure VPN. We diverted phones, we localised processing software and we implemented Microsoft Teams to allow us to collaborate with each other as well as our clients. This setup enabled us to crack on with minimal disruption and allowed us to fulfil our commitments to the survey work we'd either started or were about to start. And this kept things moving along until early April, when we saw a significant slowdown in site work as inquiries and leads started to dry up and projects were put on hold. This inevitably started to leave gaps in our office processing schedule. So we took the decision to continue with only skeleton staff, which would allow us to still operate and react relatively normally whilst protecting our staff and their families. So, as long as we can operate safely and within guidelines, we are open for business, with a focus on our office-based services such as 2D and 3D CAD work, land registry plans, lease plan production, point cloud services and Revit modelling. However, site work will also be considered on a project-by-project basis, and as long as we can undertake the work while staying within guidelines and minimising risk and exposure to our staff, our supply chain and the general public. Inquiries are still coming through, and if you'd like us to look at a project, then email the information across and call us on the usual numbers. I mentioned at the start about some future videos we have planned, and we are putting together a series that looks specifically at digital reality capture and laser scanning, which will cover scanning hardware, imagery, point cloud registration, IT infrastructure requirements, and finally end user deliverables. So subscribe below to make sure you don't miss them, and don't forget the notification bell. We have a great team here at FORMBY Surveys, one that I'm particularly proud of, and would like to thank them all for their support and professional conduct in these unusual times. We continue to communicate with each other and all our team on a regular basis, mainly to raise everyone's spirits, but also to check on everyone's welfare. We have virtual drinks each week, regular catch-up meetings using Microsoft Teams, and all of the team wore a hat of their choice for brain tumour research during one of our meetings at the end of March. That just leaves me to ask everyone, where they can, to please stay at home, stay safe, and clap our NHS and key workers each Thursday evening. And here is hoping we can all return to some element of normality as soon as possible. Thanks for listening. To find out more about us, please visit our website and connect with us through our social channels, which can be seen on the screen, as well as subscribing below. If you are watching on LinkedIn, you can simply follow Formby Surveys.